Good morning, Santa Clarita. Welcome in. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley Homeschooling Answers, and I am your host, Matt Watson. It is good to have you in. Thank you for joining us. This special edition of Eye on the Valley Homeschooling Answers is brought to you by KHTS in collaboration with SCVi and iLEAD Charter Schools. We come to you live each Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., providing support and updates, walking you through that distance learning journey. We made it. It is summertime. It's July 1st, actually, and somebody forgot to tell that June gloom out there that today is July. A little gloomy, a little overcast, but it's going to burn off. Going to be a beautiful day for us. You know, we've even though it's summertime, we're still out there maintaining our website, homeschoolinganswers.com. Homeschoolinganswers.com is that resource that we put up once your kids got sent home for the spring, and it's there to support you with resources, curriculum resources sorted by grade level, by subject area. We've got plenty of parent tips for you there. So head on over, see what we've got, see how it can support you as you move into and through the summertime. Like I said, it is July at long last. We are now officially on the downslope of 2020. However, I hope I'm wrong, but I think the rest of 2020 is going to require the same level of strength and fortitude that got us through the first half. So come on, let's take a deep breath, have a second cup of coffee, and we can get through this together. We can do it, and not only are we gonna survive, we are gonna thrive. And I think we're having some technical issues. We're gonna take a quick break, see if we can fix my microphone, and we'll come right back to you. Sorry to do that premature break, but we'll come right back here on your hometown station, KHTS.
Yes, Dunkin' is open. The continued stay-at-home orders have been rough on all of us, but Dunkin' is trying to make things just a little bit better. There are many ways to get your Dunkin' fix. You can carry out at both locations, or you can drive through at Canyon Country, or get curbside service at the Bouquet Canyon Dunkin'. Both offer Grubhub and Postmates delivery and are open till 6 p.m. Don't forget, use your Dunkin' app for on the go to order, pay, and accumulate points. Dunkin' cares about the SCV.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com.
There's a very good reason Embrace Your Smile has been voted Santa Clarita's #1 orthodontist for 10 years in a row.
Honestly, it's our team.
Dr. Megan LaCornu.
I think for me, what makes it stand out is when I have patients that come up to me and say, we have never been in a doctor's office that feels like this. Our team is a family, and we really get along, and we are really passionate about what we do, helping our patients get the smiles they want and deserve.
Dr. Megan LaCornu of Embrace Your Smile Orthodontics.
Embrace your smile.
EmbraceYourSmile.com.
Hi, this is Kirk Stinson with Plumbing by Kirk, your hometown plumber. By this time, you should know where all your gas and water shutoff valves are in case of an emergency. If you don't, you should call Plumbing by Kirk. Our friendly staff will be more than happy to set an appointment for one of our technicians to come to your home and clearly mark all your shutoff valve locations. We invite you to visit our website for free plumbing advice at plumbingbykirk.com or give us a call, 263-6519. That's 263-6519.
My dad is the best plumber ever. Call Plumbing by Kirk.
We'll be right back after these messages.
The coronavirus has put us in a position of creating a new normal. Family Law at Home understands. Their goal is to meet you in the safest place possible, and these days that might be in your own home in a virtual meeting. Family Law at Home will provide you with immediate advice on your family law matters, such as divorce cases, child custody disputes, and domestic violence. It's as easy as going to FamilyLawAtHome.com. You'll choose your own consultation date and be in immediate contact with one of their esteemed attorneys. Family Law at Home handles the legal aspect while you and your family navigate the new chapter in your lives. Go to FamilyLawAtHome.com.
At iLEAD Agua Dulce, we believe the most important thing a child can learn in school is who they are. Life's real tests are never standardized, which is why we've developed an individual-based curriculum that values exploration, cooperation, and creativity. As our learners grow, so do we. Our tuition-free charter school is currently enrolling grades TK through 7th and adding 8th grade in 2020. Your young learner will be immersed in a unique environment where possibility and self-discovery are at the core of every experience. The Agua Dulce campus features beautiful indoor and outdoor spaces for hands-on inspiration, including a robotics lab, a garden bed, a greenhouse, and a technology-based exploratorium. iLEAD Agua Dulce is conveniently located on the east side of the Santa Clarita Valley, just off the 14 freeway. Check out our homeschool options too. To schedule a campus tour or learn more about our programs, visit iLEADAguadulce.org. We're enrolling now. iLEAD Schools. Free to think, inspired to lead.
Mission Valley Bank is a commercial bank in the Santa Clarita Valley that really puts the community into community banking.
At Mission Valley Bank, we strive to be a trusted advisor to our clients, and that means being an integral part of the communities we serve. We started the Give Where You Live program to help bring awareness to our nonprofit partners. We're more than just a local business bank. In fact, we're a full-service, independent commercial bank that is locally owned, community-minded, and relationship-driven. I'm Tamara Gurney, President and CEO of Mission Valley Bank, and I invite you to experience the Mission Valley Bank difference, where your success is our mission. We want to be your most valued bank.
Mission Valley Bank has been named Most Trusted Advisor Business Banker by the San Fernando Valley Business Journal 5 years in a row, and received the Business Leadership Award by the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce, Valley Industry Association, and SCVi Economic Development Corporation. Visit them at their Center Point branch location or at missionvalleybank.com. Member FDIC.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
And can you hear me now? Sorry about that. Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station. Had a little bit of technical issues here in the studio, here on your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. Still working on them. You know, Shane was commenting yesterday that he's got the easiest job in the world, but not today. Doing all kinds of stuff with microphones and things like that.
So we're going to do one last swap. It's still not sounding quite perfect, but I do have a plan B here. So give it a shot. Say a couple words for me.
So this is Homeschooling Answers, Eye on the Valley. Your special edition brought to you by KHTS in collaboration with SCVi and iLEAD Charter Schools. And are we on the air? All right, I'm getting a thumbs up.
I think we've done it, Matt. I think we've done it.
All righty. One of these microphones works. All righty, so it is good to have you. Happy July, and let's move right into this. Let's skip the long intro today, and let's just get straight to it, because as I mentioned yesterday, Shane, we don't have time to mess around. We got a jam-packed schedule today. We've got Suzette Martinez Valladares on the phone. She's actually waiting for us to get our stuff together. She is running Operation Childcare. She is one of the busiest people in the world. She's running Operation Childcare. She is the CEO of her own preschool. And, oh, yeah, she's also running for an assembly seat. So we'll get to her in just a minute. And a little bit later on today, we're going to be talking to our show's official licensed marriage and family therapist, Kristina De Bree. And in hour number 2, we're going to be speaking with Beth from Reyes Winery, see what they've got going on there. I know they had some amazing plans for 4th of July, but with things shifting, I'm not sure what's going on. Are wine rooms included in the same closures as bars and nightclubs and things like that? I don't know, but we will ask her in hour number 2, and then we will wrap up the show with Jeff Barber. Do you know Jeff? Jeff is the manager of the Maine. He is also the city's coordinator, organizer for the arts, and so we'll get him in here. We'll be talking about the arts in Santa Clarita. You know, COVID can't slow down our artistic expression. So we'll be talking to Jeff toward the end of the show. So don't go nowhere. You're not going to want to miss anything. And it sounds like we are up and running, and so we're good to go. Let's get to that first guest. Suzette Martinez Valladares, she grew up in the San Fernando Valley, the granddaughter of a farm worker who worked alongside Cesar Chavez, which, what an honor, but what trying times, right there in the vineyards near Bakersfield. Suzette was blessed with loving parents who valued education, family, and community responsibility. After college, she went to work as a district representative for former local Congressman Buck McKeon. During that time, she was honored as a SCVi under 40, one of SCVi's 40 under 40. Kind of a mouthful there, but those of you that have been around for a little while know what an incredible honor that is to be named one of the 40 under 40 here in the Valley by the Santa Clarita Business Journal. In 2012, Suzette left the public sector and became executive director of Southern California Autism Speaks. Her career is based on serving others with a passion for early childhood education and advocacy. After her mother's passing in 2018, Suzette was asked to assume her mother's role as CEO of Little Steps of Faith, a faith-based nonprofit preschool that provides quality child care to underserved families in the San Fernando Valley and Santa Clarita Valleys. Suzette and her husband, Shane, were blessed with their first child, daughter Charlotte, in April 2017. And as you know, Suzette is on the ballot for the November general election. Suzette, good morning. Welcome in.
Good morning, Matt. Thank you so much for having me. I've been looking forward to this call all week.
Oh, it is my pleasure, and thanks for your patience with us getting this thing off the ground this morning. So, first of all, why don't you tell us a little bit more about your upbringing? I mentioned you grew up in the San Fernando Valley, really close with your parents. What was it like growing up?
Yeah, as you read my amazing bio, I'm like, hey, that's my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Valley girl. I was actually born in Granada Hills. I was born in Granada Hills, raised in Silmar, and I say I grew up in Santa Clarita because, my first job, I worked at Six Flags Magic Mountain, went to college with the Canyons. So I really kind of became an adult here in Santa Clarita. But, growing up in the Valley, I was so blessed to have amazing parents. My mom worked for Los Angeles for Los Angeles Unified School District, and she was with them for 25 years and really instilled the values of giving back to your community and me. And my dad is a auto mechanic and has been in the automotive industry since he was 15 years old. So, he taught me the value of hard work that always pays off. And more importantly, how to change the carburetor.
All right. Perfect. So what made you eventually want to get involved in politics, Suzette?
Oh, wow. That's a question I've been answering for the last 2 years with my call to service. I decided to run for state assembly because of my daughter, Charlotte. Charlotte is 3. I call her my little 3-nager. The 3s have nothing on or the 2s have nothing on the terrible 3s or the 3-nager phase. But Charlotte, when you have a child, like your priorities change, everything in your life changes. And for me, Shane and I decided when we were going to have a child that we wanted to raise our family in California, in Santa Clarita. And my family on my dad's side, as you mentioned, has been in California for 100 years. My grandparents worked the fields in Kern County. And same with my husband Shane's family has been in California for over 7 decades in public service and public safety. And this is home. And, last year, my brother-in-law had to move to Texas because he can no longer afford to live in California. My own brother moved to Virginia temporarily because my sister-in-law got into law school, but they can't afford to move back to California. So Shane and I didn't want to be pushed out of our home state because of the rising costs and skyrocketing cost of living because of the lack of affordability. We want to raise Charlotte here in California. This is home. And it's becoming more and more difficult. So Shane and I talked it over, and we said, if we stay, then we stay and we fight. And really, it was the affordability, the homelessness crisis that kind of drove me to say, if not me, who? If not now, if not now, when?
Right.
So here I am, and we're so blessed to have the support initially and very strongly still to this day of Senator Scott Wilk, Assemblyman Tom Lackey, Congressman Buck McKeon, my old boss, and so many others that really want, change and balance brought to Sacramento.
Yeah, gosh, I didn't realize that you and your husband's family had been around that long. You guys are California OGs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they say nobody's from California, but you guys been here for generations. That's fantastic.
We have. We have.
So you mentioned your run for the assembly. We'll get to that a little bit later. I wanted to focus this first part of the interview on what you're doing for kids right now. You run your own preschool, but you've also launched Operation Childcare, and that isn't your first endeavor working with kids and populations who face significant struggles, is it? What other organizations have you worked with?
Yeah, so thanks for bringing up Operation Childcare. As I mentioned earlier, my life is about serving our community, and I had a niece who was diagnosed as severely developmentally delayed. She was nonverbal and on the autism spectrum. This was about 12 years ago. And her early diagnosis, her early intervention really opened my eyes to how important having access to early intervention services as well as early childhood education can literally change the life of a human being. So that experience really catapulted my love for early childhood education in the special needs community. So I actually worked for Los Angeles Universal Preschool, advocating for transitional kindergarten and preschool across California and really the United States. As well as I eventually was able to spend some amazing time as executive director at Autism Speaks, advocating for the autism community. And it's truly out of my own personal experience, my niece's experience, and just my love for these two communities and how much they are underserved and need resources. So to talk a little bit about Operation Childcare,
please.
You know, I run a small nonprofit preschool in Silmar. It was my mother's preschool. She opened it back in 2014, and it's an amazing preschool. Check it out, littleStepsOfFaithPreschool.org. But when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, child care providers in preschools were kind of at a loss. We had no directive. You know, what is going on? Are we essential service? It was really confusing for, a good week. We're like, do we stay open? Do we close? The governor gave additional guidance on that, and we are, in fact, a part of the essential workforce. But what we realized is we also received guidelines from the public health department on how to keep children safe. Social distancing. Yes, you can social distance with a 2-year-old. It is not easy, but it can be done. But the other things that we're having to do is do cleaning, high-touch areas extremely frequently, hand washing. So all of the supplies that traditional essential workers needed, hand sanitizer, PPE, masks, disinfectant spray and wipes, we couldn't find. And I knew that if we couldn't find it, I called the state actually licensing and California Child Care Resource Center, and they couldn't find it either. So kind of born out of just a need for child care centers to serve our essential workforce, we started collecting these items, and to date we've collected and donated, I think, over 3,500 PPE and cleaning supplies to the 38th Assembly District.
So Suzette, that's beautiful. Oftentimes, kind of human nature, when you've got some very basic needs to take care of your own health and your family, and in your case, your little ones there at your preschool, we can draw in and we can stress about, I don't have what I need. I think about the toilet paper shortages and people freaking out there in the paper goods aisle thinking about, I don't have what I need. But you kind of flipped that and said, if I don't have what I need, how many people out there also don't have what they need, and what can I do about that? That's a beautiful heart for service. So I know plenty of our listeners out there are wondering how they can get involved. Are you still working with Operation Childcare, and is there some way that our listeners can help out?
Yeah, so we are still collecting PPE. You can get involved two ways. You can go to my website at SuzetteValadares.com. There's a little hot link there for Operation Childcare. If you have supplies that you can donate, I mean, if you just have one extra, a bottle of sanitation wipes or one bottle of hand sanitizer that's unopened, we will pick it up, or you can drop it off at KHTS over there on Main Street in Newhall, right where you're at right now, Matt. And there's also Supervisor Huber's office in Simi Valley, which is probably a little bit far for some of your listeners, is another drop-off location. But for more information, go to my website at SuzetteValadares.com.
And, Suzette, you not only serve the needs of children, you're a big advocate. The safer at home restriction has been hard on us all, but what have you seen are some of the unintended effects of the quarantine on children? We all stress about how we can't get to the gym. Some of us are engaging in some unhealthy behaviors. We're gaining weight. We can't go to work, which is definitely a concern. But, a lot of times kids don't voice it as much, but they're feeling some of the ill effects of being stuck at home for so long as well.
Right. So, I always tend to look at things from different angles and based on my experience and what's presented to me. And I don't think that a lot of people are truly aware of the unintended consequences of children not being in school. And it's ironic that we call it the safer at home order, when for some children it is not safer at home. And one of those unintended consequences that kind of was brought to light because over the past couple of months at the preschool, we've been taking in children that are homeless. We've been taking in children that are from foster care. And what people aren't realizing that's going on right now is because children are not in school, because they're not in daycare, because parents can't afford it because they've lost their job, or schools are closed, or boys and girls clubs are closed, churches are closed, youth ministries are closed. What people don't realize is all of this workforce that spend daily interactions with children are mandated reporters. So they are typically the people that first identify child abuse or mental or physical abuse on children. We are mandated by the state to report those incidents. I've had to do that before. It's not easy.
It's not.
But because children are not in these programs, they're not being reported. And in addition, there are cases that are not being reported. There are cases that will never be counted, that will never be investigated. And you layer on top of this, it's this perfect environment for children to be abused and neglected, and we're not aware of it going on, or it's not being reported. The other thing is that because children are spending so much time online right now, I mean, you've had this conversation, I would imagine, over the past couple of months, is everything's online, like classes online. Kids are on social media more than ever. What's happening is it's also breeding this other environment that is where children are being trafficked online, where there's this abuse and they're being preyed upon online right now.
Gosh, there's all these different layers, and you're absolutely right. Kids that are in a chronically abusive situation at home, school oftentimes provides that respite, that break where they can get out of that situation for a while, and let's not forget that. Those abusive family members are under more stress and maybe drinking more and things like that. It is just a dangerous situation. I was talking with a friend of mine the other day who's got a little one who hasn't been to childcare or hasn't been to preschool in several months, and she mentioned she took him back for the first time just last week, and she said he's forgotten how to play with others, and that just broke my heart.
Yeah, we've seen that too. What a lot of people don't realize, and I've spent, the last decade advocating for early childhood education, is that really what we're trying to do within the early childhood, the 0 to 5 or 0 to 8 realm, is socially, emotionally develop our children. And that is, how do you share? How do you play? All of these soft skills that we are finding are so vital to be successful later in life. And right now, in the life of a 4-year-old, a gap of 3-4 months is massive.
Yeah.
So, we talk about in education realm every year the summer slide, right? Children leave for school for summer, and there's a summer slide where they're not being educated, they're not, they're not being taught, and they lose a little bit of their education and have to start all over back in August or September. Well, this is going to be happening for a quarter of a year for many students.
Yeah, it's can be a huge fraction of their school career and a huge fraction of their life. That's Einstein's theory of relativity right there. It's a huge part of their life. Gosh, Suzette, when I first met you, you had just moved off of a run for Congress, shifted your attention to the state assembly. You mentioned when we first started chatting this morning the reasons for that. So as a candidate for the assembly, what are some of your top priorities?
Yeah, so definitely education. My passion is for public education, which includes supporting charter schools, supporting early childhood education, and obviously our university system and workforce. So education is a passion of mine, and part of the reason why it's a passion of mine is, having grown up in the Valley, I went to Los Angeles Universal School District, so did my two older brothers. And unfortunately, my two older brothers were either expelled or dropped out of school by the time they were 15 years old. So my parents said, we're not going to let that happen to you, you and your younger brother, so we're going to scrape up every penny we can to send you and your younger brother to a private school. And they did so. They couldn't afford it. I remember, being called to the principal's office because mom hadn't paid the tuition. And they did it until they could truly no longer afford it, and we went back to public school. But we had a foundation from that private school experience that really did change the life of me and my younger brother. What we've seen is this growth of need for charter schools and for schools that take a different approach to education, whether it's because there's a lack of resources in poor communities, or whether it's because children just learn differently, and we need different types of programs that allow for children to learn in their best environment. This is not happening, unfortunately, in Sacramento, and there's this huge there's this huge push against parental choice. And what I have found is, whether in my own experience or because my parents were involved in my education, that empowering parents and giving parents choice is so vital to children's education, and eventually those children becoming a part of our workforce. Education, one of my major priorities. The other priority that is so important to me is that I can't ignore it, right? I thought I was going to be applying for this job under a very different circumstances. We had record high surpluses, record low unemployment, and now it's the flip. We have got to be laser focused on economic recovery, and that includes bringing down the cost of living so we can stop driving the middle class families out of California. So those are the two major areas I want to focus on.
Yeah, it's certainly a different world, a different California than when you first got into this race. You talked about education, and I want to get into that in a little bit. But businesses have been so hard hit by this pandemic, and so many are struggling. We saw a couple of different types of businesses, bars, nightclubs, things like that just got their doors reopened and got shut back down. So what is it that can be done in Sacramento to help all of these businesses that have struggled for so long get back on track and get back on their feet?
Right. Well, first of all, we unfortunately have a very anti-business Sacramento majority party. And I'm a Republican running. I'm endorsed by the California Republican Party, the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association. But more importantly, I'm a business owner. Little Step Preschool is a business. And that experience, I've signed both, the back of a check endorsing it to myself and also the front of a check that employs people. I understand what it's like to run a business. I understand what COVID-19 has done to business. I mean, initially we lost 52% of our enrollment, which is massive, and we haven't fully recovered. It's a struggle. Thankfully, there was the CARES Act that did help my business and lots of businesses in town, which is important. But the first thing we need to do is we need to elect leaders that understand what it's like to run a business. The needs, the crushing regulation that are coming down on Sacramento on business. So that's the first priority, is electing, a person like myself to represent small business and understand the struggles. The other thing we need to do is we need to truly, and unfortunately there's a majority party in California, we're facing a $54 million deficit. And instead of thinking about, like, how can we look at, regulations, how can we look at CEQA reform to spur development, how can we cut regulation to help business, to grow our economy? Instead of taking that approach, they're taking how many fees can we layer on here? Let's raise taxes. I mean, in the worst time possible, businesses are facing, commercial real estate specifically, the Sacramento wants to put forward the split roll tax. The split roll tax dismantles Proposition 13. We cannot handle, no business right now can handle additional taxes. So the first thing that we need to do is a less balance to Sacramento and people that know how to run a business.
Yeah, you mentioned the deficit, and it's really easy to say things are tough all over. We've got to make cuts, but at the same time, and getting back to education, we're asking so much more out of schools. We're asking schools to essentially reduce the amount of space they have in classrooms, as we ask students to sit 6 feet apart, essentially. So that kind of really wipes out what schools can do with the space that they have, and then the cleaning regimen and keeping things safe at schools is going to cost much more, and yet we're facing budget cuts, and so there's all different sectors of education that are kind of being attacked right now while we're being asked to do so much more. So is that kind of the answer to what we can do for education is helping increase tax revenue by decreasing that burden?
Well, actually, I've always been of the mindset that there is a lot of money that flows through Sacramento. California is the 6th largest economy in the world. Yeah. I was looking at the current budget cuts, and we're looking at next year in the 2021 budget, education is going to be cut by almost $1,000. It's like $952 of the per pupil spending is going to be cut. Yeah. For me, this is about budgets, are about priorities. And whether in good years or in bad years, Sacramento has not had its priorities straight. What they need to do, and what baffles me, is they're cutting education, yet they're continuing to fund this bullet train, which is costing taxpayers $42 billion. That $42 billion would practically cover, the deficit, the $54 billion deficit. Yeah. So this is about priorities in Sacramento. I believe that we do have the money. If we truly make education our priority, we wouldn't have to sustain any cuts in education. And
with the challenges that we're facing in the near and the distant future, we really do need to invest in education. Suzette, I have one more question about education, but it's so near and dear to my heart and so many of us in the community. I'll tell you a little bit of personal story before I get to the question. The morning of November 14th, 2019, I was out of town. I was on the East Coast, and I heard about a school shooting at my son's campus. And, just the heart of a parent, you try to figure out, how am I going to move 2,000 miles in 10 minutes? And it didn't work. I actually ended up crying myself to sleep in Utah that night because I missed my connection and couldn't get home to my son. Suzette, how are we going to keep our schools safe?
Yeah. I remember that morning very vividly. I remember, watching it on the news as things transpired, talking to my local contacts in the community. I have cousins, and I have a godson that go to Saugus High. And, I was extremely, heartbroken and worried and had no answers. And while it wasn't my child, people that I loved were in that, stuck in that nightmare. And, I do have a friend whose daughter was shot. And it is absolutely heartbreaking. And one of the experiences, well, first of all, I think that experience for our community really brought our community together, and we have this hashtag, Saugus Strong, and it just shows how resilient our community is, and how when we're presented with a tragedy or a problem, when it comes to our children, we can come together. And I believe that this community has come together. We have to protect our students. And, one of the things that I would like to see, and, is something I'd like to focus on is, we have a growing mental health crisis going on, in our country, in our state. And what people don't realize is that it isn't, it is a part of our children's daily lives right now. And my niece actually has mental health issues, severe anxiety. She's 15 years old when she was 15 years old when she tried to commit suicide for the first time. Mental health crisis is happening within our youth, and we have to invest resources to prevent this, just like early intervention, right, for the autism community or for any special needs. The earlier we can invest resources, the safer our children will be and the better quality of life they'll have. So this is definitely one of my priorities that I'd like to take to Sacramento as well.
Thank you. Yeah, we need to invest in those mental health resources off campus and on campus. Kids need more mental health resources on campus where they feel at home, where they feel comfortable. Yeah. Suzette Martinez Valladares is spearheading Operation Childcare, but she's also running for an assembly seat. Suzette, you've got the heart of a servant. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and thank you for all you do in and around our community.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on. It was great to talk.
We look forward to talking to you real soon. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but stick around. We'll be talking to Kristina De Bree, our licensed marriage and family therapist, right after this. This is SCVi Charter Schools Eye on the Valley Homeschooling Answers. I'm Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
Omelets or pancakes? You used to have to flip a coin, but not anymore. Because for a limited time, all 10 of our hearty omelets now come with unlimited pancakes. Which means this coin doesn't have to choose anymore.
What? I don't have to choose anymore? Ah! Later, choosers! I'm free!
Choose not to choose. Over 10 omelets now come with unlimited pancakes.
Oh!
At IHOP.
Finding the right lawyer can be a challenge, but in Santa Clarita, there's no need to search when there's Hacker Law Group, Santa Clarita's premier litigation firm. Jeffrey Hacker has represented celebrities, financial institutions, accident victims, real estate developers, realtors, contractors, businesses, nonprofit organizations, and other individuals and companies with their legal challenges. Mr. Hacker is one of Santa Clarita's leaders, consistently listed as one of our most influential. When everything is on the line and you need legal counseling, visit hackerlawgroup.com.
At iLEAD Agua Dulce, we believe the most important thing a child can learn in school is who they are. Life's real tests are never standardized, which is why we've developed an individual-based curriculum that values exploration, cooperation, and creativity. As our learners grow, so do we. Our tuition-free charter school is currently enrolling grades TK through 7th and adding 8th grade in 2020. Your young learner will be immersed in a unique environment where possibility and self-discovery are at the core of every experience. The Agua Dulce campus features beautiful indoor and outdoor spaces for hands-on inspiration, including a robotics lab, a garden bed, a greenhouse, and a technology-based exploratorium. iLEAD Agua Dulce is conveniently located on the east side of the Santa Clarita Valley, just off the 14 freeway. Check out our homeschool options too. To schedule a campus tour or learn more about our programs, visit iLEADAguadulce.org. We're enrolling now. iLEAD Schools. Free to think, inspired to lead.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com, located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
KHTS strives to give the Santa Clarita Valley all the information they need. And when our computers aren't working the way they should, we call Resurgence, your true source for IT. Resurgence provides outstanding customer service while also providing the highest technical ability. They strive to do what's best to improve and protect your business. For more information on Resurgence, call 349-4114 or visit resurgenceit.com.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Well, all right. Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, and you're listening to Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers. As we are every day at the bottom of our first hour, we're joined now by Kristina De Bree. She is a licensed marriage and family therapist with an incredible story of resilience and determination. Diagnosed with cystic fibrosis as a baby, Kristina was locked down and quarantined for much of her childhood and most of her life, actually, and has dealt with social distancing and all the things that we're struggling with right now. And, you know, she went through all this different trauma and loss but she didn't just sit back and take it. She didn't survive. She decided to go back and attack her own situation. She went out, got her degree from Cal State Northridge and Pepperdine University, and she started her practice right here in Valencia, supporting people with those same things that she struggled with as a kid. She's studied extensively, including things like traumas, performance enhancement, attachment disorders, suicide prevention, grief. She's become an EMDR specialist, which is something that can help you not only deal with your trauma, but break through it. She's doing amazing things with her clients. She's got more than 18 years of public speaking experience, and she's been getting tons more here on our show over these last 16 weeks. Kristina, good morning.
Good morning.
It is good to have you as always. Kristina, we've been talking about self-care this week, taking care of ourselves, making sure that we are our best version of ourselves possible, and we've been talking about how important that is. Yesterday you said something interesting, though, and I mentioned to our listeners afterwards that I wanted to ask you about it today. You said that an activity, you know, as we're talking about self-care, you said that an activity that might be a good method of self-care for one person might be ineffective or even bad for someone else. Can you explain?
Absolutely. You know, part of the challenge is that, you know, self-care is really so individual. It's just, what do you need to do that's best for yourself, and being able to discern between what is a need and what is a want, and also really what is a trauma behavior. So to say, hey, my self-care is needing to have, you know, a bottle of wine to myself at the end of the day, you know, okay, that's you know, maybe not the best way to cope with things. So, you know, when things are going well, you know, we traditionally talk about self-care in a very tip of the iceberg kind of way. Oh, take a shower, get dressed, brush your teeth. You know, for women, do your hair, your nails. You know, take time to, you know, put your makeup on, find the right outfit. And that is very tip of the iceberg. And right now what we're dealing with as a society is, you know, we are, as a society, in crisis. And, you know, I was just talking with Jerry this morning of, you know, so many therapists, including me, we're just getting so many calls of people, you know, feeling suicidal, people in crisis. We have more calls than what our practices can accommodate. And people are just in desperate need for some help. So to sit here and say, okay, well, let's focus on taking a shower and making sure you get the right outfit on and put some makeup on, just doesn't cut it. So, you know, when your life is going well and you're feeling stressed and you need to just sort of calibrate yourself to be ready for the day or decompress after a good work day, that might be sufficient for you. Taking a shower, having a cup of tea, chilling out, snuggling with your dogs. But when we're in crisis, you know, that, you know, not only will that not necessarily work for you, I mean, it may work for you, but it's, you know, it could be the opportunity cost of doing something more productive for yourself. So if you're spending your time doing these superficial things when you should be spending time reaching out to a professional or limiting your media intake, that's when it can become harmful. You know, and for some people, they feel like, hey, needing to be involved and needing to constantly know what's happening in the media is part of my self-care, so I feel in the know. But for other people, it's too dysregulating and feeling like they need to turn off that media. but we have to be unapologetic about our self-care. And I also am seeing a lot of judgment that people are having towards one another's self-care. So one person will say, hey, I just need to turn off the news, because that's what's best for me right now. And someone else will say, well, you don't want to be an uninformed citizen, and that's very disrespectful of you, yada, yada. So you just kind of need to do what you need to do for yourself and surround yourself with other people who are supportive of, you taking care of yourself in a healthy way.
Absolutely. So important for us to be taking care of ourselves in ways that are healthy for us. I just want to remind all of our listeners that if you're struggling, reach out to a friend, reach out to your community, reach out to your healthcare provider. Make sure that you're getting the care that you need. And if you don't know where else to go, you can always reach out to Kristina. Kristina is available for you at 661-513-4857. Again, 661-513-4857, or on her website, KristinaDeBree.com. We've posted that in our Facebook Live feed, but it is Kristina with a K, and then DEBREE.com. Kristina, I can only imagine the number of people that you've helped during this time. I know that you have been a tremendous support to me, my family. Producer Sarah mentions all the time the tips and advice that you give us right here. I want to thank you so much for your help. As we mentioned yesterday, producer Sarah and I are taking a bit of a break and then going back to our normal Friday show after this week. And so this is it. But you've taken care of our community for, the better part of 3 months now. So I can't express how grateful we are.
Of course. Well, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure to be on the show with you each morning.
Oh, great. And we will be in touch. You take care. It is time for us to check in with local and national news stories and the latest updates right now. But do stick around. We will be back. You're listening to SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley, homeschooling answers on your hometown station, KHTS.
Comfort Keepers provides your loved one with loving in-home care.
Miles McNamara, certified senior advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers in-home care.
Our caregivers can help you in your own home, enhancing independence, creating safety and comfort. Our Comfort Keepers provide companionship, meal preparation, medication reminders, assistance with personal care, and even transportation to doctor's appointments. If someone you love can use a helping hand at home, visit ComfortKeepers.com.
Or call 287-4200.
Your building sign is essential to getting customers to your location. Feathers can help you get your business noticed. Feathers, now in a new, larger space with plenty of parking. They walk you through each phase of your project with special attention to detail and quality. Feathers will provide you with a sign that you can be proud of. Your sign will draw customers in instead of having them drive by. Visit Feathers online at feathersigns.com or go to Feathers' brand new, bigger location at 26017 Huntington Drive off Rye Canyon, or call 298-9442.
Consumers Furniture is back open for your business. The safety of our community and our staff, above all, is most important to us. We will provide a safe and clean environment for you to find the perfect piece of furniture for your home. To help you with your purchase, we are offering 25% off your entire order or 24 months same as cash financing. And for our awesome essential workers, we will deliver locally your furniture free of charge. Consumers Furniture is located in the Centerpoint Shopping Center below Sam's Club and Walmart.
KHTS
AM 1220
and 98.1 FM Santa Clarita. It's 10 o'clock. Time for national news on KHTS.
A new trade deal. I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. The new U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement takes effect today as administration officials hope to improve the relationship between America and its North American trade partners. Ag Secretary Sonny Perdue expressing optimism about the new pact.
This is good for the whole economy. This will bring jobs back to the United States. And I think as we see this pandemic, we understand the need for onshoring many other jobs in critical industries as well. That's where President Trump wants us to head.
The new USMCA replaces the North American Free Trade Agreement, which critics claims has resulted in trade deficits for the U.S. Police in Seattle are tearing down demonstrators' tents in the city's so-called occupied protest zone after the mayor ordered it cleared. That move comes after 2 fatal shootings in less than 2 weeks. The area was set up by demonstrators protesting racial injustice and police misconduct. Lawmakers are calling for more information about reports of bounties placed on American soldiers in Afghanistan.
The White House says President Trump has now been briefed on intelligence that Russia paid Taliban fighters to kill American soldiers in Afghanistan. The Trump administration denies the president was briefed earlier this year, as has been reported. National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien told Fox and Friends,
if this information turned out to be true, and now we may never know, but if it turned out to be true, we had options ready to go, and the president was ready to take strong action, as he always is.
Democratic lawmakers are calling for a briefing from intelligence officials, not White House staffers, as soon as possible.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland in Washington. Voting on amendments to Russia's constitution that could allow President Vladimir Putin to hold power for 16 more years enters its final day today. There are reports of pressure on voters and other irregularities as Putin could hold office until 2036. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey, if you're looking to cut costs and free up some cash on a monthly basis, start today with Pure Talk USA. Now, the average family of 4 is saving over $800 a year on cell phone service by switching to Pure Talk USA. Now, every plan includes unlimited talk and text, and by the way, just starts at $20, so switch to Pure Talk today. Just dial pound 250 keyword Pure Radio. Pure Talk USA, simply smarter wireless. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text from Pure Talk USA.
From faulty breakers to broken windows to leaky pipes, roofs, and water heaters, homes and businesses around the country can't work until the pros do. That's why Lowe's created credit programs that work for pros. With everyday 5% savings on eligible purchases, plus through October 31st, 60 days promotional financing on your Lowe's business account or extended terms on eligible account receivables. Learn more in-store or online at lowesforpros.com. Putting money back in your pocket. Just one more reason Lowe's is the new home for pros. Subject to credit approval, U.S. only.
President Trump threatening to veto the latest defense authorization bill if it includes language to rename military bases currently named for Confederate leaders.
In an early Wednesday morning tweet, President Trump said, "I will veto the defense authorization bill if the Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren, of all people, amendment, which will lead to the renaming, plus other bad things, of Fort Bragg, Fort Robert E. Lee, and many other military bases." He's talking about an amendment sponsored by Warren and other lawmakers calling for military bases that were named after Confederate soldiers to get new names. The renaming amendment comes as Secretary of Defense Mark Esper and other Pentagon leaders said they're open to bipartisan discussions about renaming bases. In Washington, Joel Nato, Fox News.
China is making the first arrests in Hong Kong after the communist government passes a new law targeting dissent.
Hong Kong police arresting at least 2 protesters for carrying flags and signs calling for the city's independence. The suspects are among the first to be arrested under a controversial new security law imposed by China's central government in Beijing. Serious offenders can be jailed for life. The US and Britain see the law as a crackdown on free speech in China's freest city. China says it's about restoring stability after months of anti-government protests. Simon Owen, Fox News.
A 19-year-old Detroit man has been sentenced to 3 life terms in prison with no chance of parole for gunning down 2 gay men and a transgender woman who authorities believe were targeted because of their sexual orientation. Devon Kareem Robinson was convicted of first-degree premeditated murder in March for the May 2019 killings. He was also sentenced to 10 to 20 years for assault with intent to murder and 5 felony firearm counts. I'm Rich Dennison, and this is Fox News.
Thanks for listening to KHTS AM 1220, Canyon Country, California. K260CO 98.1 FM, Santa Clarita, California.
The minute I open my door, Debbie Morris has a problem. I say, oh my gosh, a really big problem. The dog, the cat, my 3-year-old. Debbie's house is a mess. How can one family create this disaster? Debbie needs Made for You. I need help. Professional, residential, and commercial cleaning, locally owned. You choose the schedule, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or even one-time seasonal cleaning. Call 255-2922. That's 255-2922. Made for You. Made for You rescued me.
We all know sometimes people lose their way. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, the Way Out Recovery SCVi may have the answers you've been waiting for. The Way Out is the premier intensive outpatient treatment center serving Santa Clarita. Asking for help is the first step. Call The Way Out today, 661-296-4444. That's 296-4444 for a private free assessment. The Way Out is an accredited, affordable outpatient program that accepts most insurance. Call us at 661-296-4444 or check us out online at thewayoutrrecoveryscv.com. Quit battling with yourself. Ask The Way Out for help today.
You see so much when you look at your child. A creative spirit that surprises you every day. Curiosity that develops into exploring unique passions. A little leader growing every day to discover who they are, what they love, and how they can make their mark on the world. At SCVi, we see those same amazing things. Our tuition-free K-12 charter school gives your child boundless opportunities to think critically and imagine freely, with a customized learning program built around each individual student. As iLEAD's founding school, SCVi combines an immersive approach to traditional subject learning with extracurricular activities, including STEAM, robotics, theater, music, and sports. SCVi has the only international baccalaureate program in Santa Clarita, with a 10-year proven track record of graduates excelling at top universities. And we're in your backyard, just off the 5 freeway in West Santa Clarita Valley in Castaic. For enrollment information or to learn more about our program, including homeschool options, visit iLeadSantaClarita.org. iLEAD Schools, free to think, inspired to lead.
Olive Terrace Bar and Grill is the hottest new Mediterranean fusion restaurant in Santa Clarita with unique delicacies like seafood right off the boat, mouth-watering prime steaks, artesian sandwiches, delicious pastas, and tasty kebabs. Unwind on their cozy outdoor patio at their weekend champagne brunch. Full menu and weekly specials at oliveterracebarandgrill.com. Check out their full bar and happy hour daily specials in Valencia on Copper Hill and Newhall Ranch Road by LA Fitness. Olive Terrace Bar and Grill, delicious food seasoned with love.
Finding the right lawyer can be a challenge, but in Santa Clarita, there's no need to search when there's Hacker Law Group, Santa Clarita's premier litigation firm. Jeffrey Hacker has represented celebrities, financial institutions, accident victims, real estate developers, realtors, contractors, businesses, nonprofit organizations, and other individuals and companies with their legal challenges. Mr. Hacker is one of Santa Clarita's leaders, consistently listed as one of our most influential. When everything is on the line and you need legal counseling, visit hackerlawgroup.com.
Honey, there are lots of new mortgage companies advertising on TV and radio. Are they for real?
Who knows? But we certainly don't want to be their guinea pigs while they learn the business. Yeah, this isn't our first refi rodeo, and we'll only consider a company who absolutely does what they say they will. That's why we're calling Owning, the experienced company we can trust.
Exactly. Owning has tons of great online reviews, and the copycats have, almost none. Go online and check for yourself. And today, Owning is offering 30-year fixed refis at 2.75% rate and APR with absolutely no closing costs. No points, title, escrow, appraisal, or anything else. And we'll close your loan in 2 to 3 weeks. Just call 855-5-OWNING.
Owning Corporation, Equal Housing Lender, licensed by the Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, NMLS 1797976. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
That's 855-5-OWNING or log on to owning.com.
Hey, it's Tori with your hometown station weather. Sunny today with a high of 84. More of the same for tomorrow. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, go to hometownstation.com or check us out on Facebook at KHTS Radio.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
The following is sponsored programming and does not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. This is Matt Watson, your host, and you are listening to SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers. You know, it's funny. Yesterday on the air, engineer Shane mentioned how easy this job was. He just had to push a couple of buttons, and boy, it seems like the fates are just laughing back at him this morning and really giving him a run for his money today.
Are you calling me out? Are you calling me out? Come on, man. We're doing pretty good today, you know? I thought the wheels might come off the train, but we're doing all right. So
well, and we decided to tempt fate. We got our microphone issues figured out in that first break, and figured as long as we're doing well, we'll just be bold and try to plug in another microphone and invite a guest here in studio.
Let's roll that dice one more time. Let's do it.
Here we go. So I am joined now in studio by Beth Heiserman. She's from Reyes Winery in Agua Dulce, the 16-acre vineyard that was planted personally by Robert Reyes and his family in 2004 and finally opened in 2011. Beth, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we appreciate you coming in. Now, I know, and I was really looking forward to it. I'm getting a thumbs down from engineer Shane. That's not good news.
We're going to try a little bit more, but we might have to take a quick break here.
We're going to take a break?
We'll keep a little more.
All right, let's hang on. So I was really excited, Beth, as I was looking at your website. You've got an amazing 4th of July celebration planned for this entire weekend. But then I got a little concerned when I saw that, bars and nightclubs and things like that were shut back down again. So you guys fall in that category, or are you still open and business as usual?
We do not fall in that category.
Oh, good.
The Family Winemakers of California made sure that we all understood the confusing amount.
Okay, so Shane is over there, and he's given us signs like someone reporting an earthquake in ASL.
Is it possible to roll worse than Snake Eyes, Matt? Because those dice were unfriendly. So let's take a quick break. We're going to get this sorted out, and we're going to put on a good show.
Alrighty, you're listening to SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.
La Esmeralda is home to truly authentic Mexican food. This family-owned restaurant prides itself on its fresh-to-order menu. Even the tortillas are made in-house. If you have a taste for sizzling fajitas, flautas, or menudo, you have to try La Esmeralda's Mexican and Seafood Restaurant. Dine in or order out for the most authentic Mexican food Santa Clarita has to offer. Their Taco Tuesdays, it'll turn you into a regular. La Esmeralda on Bouquet at Haskell.
At iLEAD Agua Dulce, we believe the most important thing a child can learn in school is who they are. Life's real tests are never standardized, which is why we've developed an individual-based curriculum that values exploration, cooperation, and creativity. As our learners grow, so do we. Our tuition-free charter school is currently enrolling grades TK through 7th and adding 8th grade in 2020. Your young learner will be immersed in a unique environment where possibility and self-discovery are at the core of every experience. The Agua Dulce campus features beautiful indoor and outdoor spaces for hands-on inspiration, including a robotics lab, a garden bed, a greenhouse, and a technology-based exploratorium. iLEAD Agua Dulce is conveniently located on the east side of the Santa Clarita Valley, just off the 14 freeway. Check out our homeschool options too. To schedule a campus tour or learn more about our programs, visit iLEADAguadulce.org. We're enrolling now. iLEAD Schools. Free to think, inspired to lead.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
Honey, there are lots of new mortgage companies advertising on TV and radio. Are they for real?
Who knows? But we certainly don't want to be their guinea pigs while they learn the business. Yeah, this isn't our first refi rodeo, and we'll only consider a company who absolutely does what they say they will. That's why we're calling Owning, the experienced company we can trust.
Exactly. Owning has tons of great online reviews, and the copycats have, almost none. Go online and check for yourself. And today, Owning is offering 30-year fixed refis at 2.75% rate and APR with absolutely no closing costs. No points, title, escrow, appraisal, or anything else. And we'll close your loan in 2 to 3 weeks. Just call 855-5-OWNING.
Owning Corporation, Equal Housing Lender, licensed by the Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, NMLS 1797976. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
That's 855-5-OWNING or log on to owning.com.
Doesn't it seem like it's been forever since we sat down in a restaurant and enjoyed a meal with our friends and our family? As the clock counts down to the expiration date of the current stay-at-home order, many of our local businesses are working hard getting ready to reopen, and that includes restaurants. Ultimately, it's up to our local health officials and our local restaurants to come up with safety plans moving forward, but we can help too. Plan on no more than an hour of dining out. If we don't linger, it allows more turnover for the restaurant, which in turn provides more business for them and more tips for servers who are out on the front line. It's a win-win. Together, we can create a new normal for Santa Clarita that's safe and enjoyable.
Mission Valley Bank is a commercial bank in the Santa Clarita Valley that really puts the community into community banking.
At Mission Valley Bank, we strive to be a trusted advisor to our clients, and that means being an integral part of the communities we serve. We started the Give Where You Live program to help bring awareness to our nonprofit partners. We're more than just a local business bank. In fact, we're a full-service, independent commercial bank that is locally owned, community-minded, and relationship-driven. I'm Tamara Gurney, President and CEO of Mission Valley Bank. And I invite you to experience the Mission Valley Bank difference, where your success is our mission. We want to be your most valued bank.
Mission Valley Bank has been named Most Trusted Advisor Business Banker by the San Fernando Valley Business Journal 5 years in a row and received the Business Leadership Award by the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce, Valley Industry Association, and SCVi Economic Development Corporation. Visit them at their Center Point branch location or at missionvalleybank.com. Member FDIC.
And now a cooking tip from Keith Mowry from Bob's Country Meats. Everyone loves chicken. It's easy to cook in a variety of ways, especially on the barbecue.
Marinate it overnight in your favorite marinade. Brown it up nice on the barbecue, and then put it on the other side in direct heat. Close your lid. Take another 25-30 minutes, and they're good.
Chicken, tri-tip, pork chops, turkey, steaks, even exotic game like buffalo and ostrich. For the tastiest chicken in town, visit Bob's Country Meats on Soledad in Canyon Country.
Comfort Keepers provides your loved one with loving in-home care.
Miles McNamara, certified senior advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers in-home care.
Our caregivers can help you in your own home, enhancing independence, creating safety and comfort. Our Comfort Keepers provide companionship, meal preparation, medication reminders, assistance with personal care, and even transportation to doctor's appointments. If someone you love can use a helping hand at home, visit comfortkeepers.com.
Or call 287-4200.
CBC Cleaning and Restoration is ready and waiting to clean and disinfect your home or business during these trying times. CBC is certified, OSHA trained, and insured for COVID-19. They are now offering 10% off services plus free disinfection application through June 30th. All staff wears full-on PPE, and all equipment is disinfected before and after every job. Have CBC clean your carpets, upholstery, and hard surface flooring. Voted best commercial and residential cleaning company in the Santa Clarita Valley year after year. To take advantage of the COVID-19 special or more information, call CBC at 294-2221. That's 294-2221.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
At iLEAD Agua Dulce, we believe the most important thing a child can learn in school is who they are. Life's real tests are never standardized, which is why we've developed an individual-based curriculum that values exploration, cooperation, and creativity. As our learners grow, so do we. Our tuition-free charter school is currently enrolling grades TK through 7th and adding 8th grade in 2020. Your young learner will be immersed in a unique environment where possibility and self-discovery are at the core of every experience. The Agua Dulce campus features beautiful indoor and outdoor spaces for hands-on inspiration, including a robotics lab, a garden bed, a greenhouse, and a technology-based exploratorium. iLEAD Agua Dulce is conveniently located on the east side of the Santa Clarita Valley, just off the 14 freeway. Check out our homeschool options too. To schedule a campus tour or learn more about our programs, visit iLEADAguadulce.org. We're enrolling now. iLEAD Schools. Free to think, inspired to lead.
Santa Clarita Valley residents now have greater access to the excellent physicians and high-quality medical services for which Providence Holy Cross is known. Providence Holy Cross Health Center in Santa Clarita features state-of-the-art cancer and imaging technologies, as well as board-certified physicians in a variety of medical specialties. Quality and compassion from a healthcare provider you can depend on. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING or visit us at providence.org.
This is Bradley Gross from Santa Clarita Grocery. Santa Clarita Grocery serves fresh groceries to families, individuals, and those experiencing homelessness. At Santa Clarita Grocery, out of every dollar donated, a full 99 cents goes directly to the needs being addressed. As an all-volunteer-led organization, we operate on a 1% overhead, receiving no government funding for our operations in the community, resulting in us being one of the most efficient charities in the Santa Clarita Valley. If you're looking to support the good for our community, please consider partnering with us by donating to Santa Clarita Grocery. What is donated is specifically kept in the Santa Clarita Valley, helping over 3,000 families, including 5 other community charities. Please visit our website, santaclaritagrocery.org, or visit us on social media or call us at 425-7575. That's 425-7575.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, your host. You are listening to SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley. Homeschooling Answers. You know, we tempted fate this morning, and fate kicked us in the teeth. We're having all kinds of issues on sound this morning. How we doing, Shane?
Yeah, it wasn't very kind to us, and I don't think it is any friendlier at the moment.
Okay, well, so what we actually had to do, we had our guest, Beth Heiserman from Reyes Winery out there in Agua Dulce, come in studio. It was so nice to have an in-studio guest, and we had to send her in the back room and have her call in on her cell phone. So, Beth, thank you so much for your patience with us, and thanks for sort of joining us in studio today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Again, so let's get back into that first question, because that was the most important one for me. You know, you guys had set up some really exciting events for this 4th of July weekend out there at Reyes Winery in Agua Dulce, and then we got the news that bars and nightclubs and things were closed, and I got really worried about our wine rooms. So does that include you guys? Are you able to continue with your 4th of July plans, or did you guys have to shut back down?
Well, we're just open for tasting. We don't actually have an event this weekend.
Oh, okay.
But according to the family winemakers of California, the whole order was confusing. And the order, even though it was, they did confirm that it does not apply to wine tasting rooms, especially ones that are outdoors. It basically applies to brew clubs, breweries, bars, and pubs that do not provide sit-down meals. And so we are not in that category. We're outdoors. We have lots of social distancing. We have 4 people max per table. They must all be from the same household.
Oh.
And we have lots and lots of rules. So masks must be worn. Once you sit down, you can take them off. As the minute you walk up, you must put it back on again. To use the restroom, we only allow 1 person at a time in the entire building. So the rules are very strict. So far, you know, for the most part, I'm going to say 99% of our guests have followed them. I didn't have to stick out my hand too many times and give the rules over and over. I'll say.
Every now and then you got to wag that finger. That's good to hear, though. So, and thank you for confirming that wine rooms are not the same as dive bars.
Correct.
So we appreciate that, and it is good to hear, and might be a very welcomed alternative to some folks' 4th of July celebration, with so many of the different events in town closed down and things like that. So if I want to come in for a wine tasting or to hang out and enjoy some of your wine, do I need to make a reservation? Do you advise that? Okay.
That is another rule. We require reservations from everybody. We will not take you if you don't have a reservation, because we want to limit, and we have to, how many people are, what our capacity is per hour.
Sure.
So we have reservations that are done every 15 minutes, and we're able to make sure that the flow of the customer is spread out far enough that there is enough social distancing. And to make reservations, you go right onto our website, which is reyeswinery.com. So it's our tasting room page, which is Reyes Winery /tasting room, and you'll see bright pink. Make a reservation now.
Oh, perfect. So reyeswinery.com. I'm going to ask producer Sarah to go ahead and post that on our Facebook Live feed.
Yeah.
Reyeswinery.com, and then you can make a reservation there to come in for a tasting. Do you still have some spots available for this weekend?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
I will say most of the time between 1:30 and 3 o'clock, those still have the staff. But the rest of the time, we usually still have enough people to be able to come in.
So what a great alternative to maybe a barbecue or a parade or even that fireworks display is to head up there with a couple of people from the family and just relax and enjoy a little bit of wine right there in picturesque Agua Dulce. You guys are right off of Sierra Highway there, and it's just a beautiful landscape. You guys have got the rolling hills that look out over the vineyards there. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So what a relaxing time a relaxing way to spend this holiday weekend.
Yes, absolutely. And like last weekend, we had someone who came up with a book. People brought a lunch, and they just sit and relax.
Oh,
so your being outdoors makes a huge difference.
That sounds great. Now, one thing that I always worry about when I head to a winery to have a little tasting, my brother likes to make fun of me because I'm not quite as cultured as he is. Can you teach me kind of the basics of wine tasting? Do I swirl my glass and then sniff? Do I sniff then swirl? How do I avoid making a fool of myself and enjoy some of your wine at the same time?
Well, there's no right or wrong, really, as to what you do, as long as you like what you do. But traditionally,
okay, great.
Usually, you'll sniff first, you'll swirl, and then you'll sniff again, and then you sip.
Oh, sniff, swirl, sniff, sip. All right, that's a good way to remember it. What's the purpose of that second sniff?
Well, the first sniff is going to be a little bit lighter than the second one. The second one's going to have more aromas. Once you swirl around in the glass, it will aerate enough where all the aromas will come up of what you want it to be. And then that's the last smell that you have, and then that's what you taste.
Okay,
so you smell before you taste. You see with your eyes and smell with your nose before you actually have all of the receptors that go up to your brain afterwards.
All right. And is there something I should be looking for when I'm swirling? Or is that just to aerate the wine?
Just to aerate the wine.
Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
So so that guy that swirls and holds the glass up to the light, that's just showing off at that point, right?
Correct.
Okay. Terrific. Why do you think there's so much formality with wine tasting?
I just think there's just some people out there that are more formal as a person than others.
Interesting. Okay, interesting, because I mentioned that my brother likes to make fun of me, but more formal is definitely not a phrase that describes him.
Right.
Oh, Big T.
And sometimes people will get a little bit different what they smell than others.
Okay.
It just is. Sometimes people get a lot. Some people get different, and some people don't get enough. But it also depends on how well you can smell.
Sure. You know, I'm a sports fan, and I was thinking about poor Rudy Gobert, who still doesn't have his sense of smell after 3 months with the coronavirus. Poor guy can't enjoy a glass of wine fully. So what types of wine?
I can't imagine not being able not to smell.
Right, that ruins such a sense of taste and things like that. But again, what a great way to relax and enjoy this holiday weekend, heading out to Reyes Winery here in Agua Dulce. Just a gorgeous view, and it's going to be a beautiful weekend. What types of wine do you sell at Reyes?
We have a huge variety. We grow 5 varietals. We grow Cab, Merlot, Syrah, Chardonnay, and Muscat. And then from there, we've made different dessert wines and rosés and blends. But we also have brought in locally from other vineyards here in Santa Clarita to the Antelope Valley. We've brought in Grenache, Viognier, Zinfandel, and a few others. And then there's another vineyard that we specifically brought grapes in from that's up in Amador County that we have Sangiovese, also a Zin, Viognier, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio, and there's a few others. And so that we have a huge variety for people to choose. Whites you can have from sweet to dry, and then from reds from soft to bold. And then, of course, our whole line of rosés and dessert wines.
Oh, gosh, you guys have got a huge variety. My mouth is watering here. I'm going to get on your website right as soon as
we also do cider. So we have 3 flavors on tap every weekend.
So you also do cider, like a non-alcoholic cider?
Nope, it has alcohol in it.
Oh, okay. All right. So
it's wine.
I see.
It's wine.
Okay.
Just made from apples versus grapes.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Beth, I want to thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for your patience with us, and I want to remind our listeners, it's reyeswinery.com is their website? Is your website?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Visit our tasting room page, and you can get all the details of what goes on in the tasting room.
Okay, terrific. Again, thanks so much. We appreciate your patience, and we look forward to visiting you real soon over the next few days.
Okay.
You take care, Beth. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll be talking to Jeff Barber, Arts Supervisor for the City of Santa Clarita and Manager of the Maine. You're listening to SCVi Charter School's Eye on the Valley Homeschooling Answers. I'm Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
Lots of people can build websites, but there's one Santa Clarita company that specializes in designing websites for your business, Small Dog Creative. The Small Dog Creative team is made up of local designers who are hands-on. Their talented team of experts build premium websites and redefine branding. Small Dog Creative doesn't just build websites. They'll upgrade your business's online presence and turn your business into a powerful online brand. Small Dog Creative, Santa Clarita's most innovative web and design company. SmallDogCreative.com.
This is Bradley Gross from Santa Clarita Grocery. Santa Clarita Grocery serves fresh groceries to families, individuals, and those experiencing homelessness. At Santa Clarita Grocery, out of every dollar donated, a full 99 cents goes directly to the needs being addressed. As an all-volunteer-led organization, we operate on a 1% overhead, receiving no government funding for our operations in the community, resulting in us being one of the most efficient charities in the Santa Clarita Valley. If you're looking to support the good for our community, please consider partnering with us by donating to Santa Clarita Grocery. What is donated is specifically kept in the Santa Clarita Valley, helping over 3,000 families, including 5 other community charities. Please visit our website, santaclaritagrocery.org, or visit us on social media or call us at 425-7575. That's 425-7575.
Santa Clarita Valley residents now have greater access to the excellent physicians and high-quality medical services for which Providence Holy Cross is known. Providence Holy Cross Health Center in Santa Clarita features state-of-the-art cancer and imaging technologies, as well as board-certified physicians in a variety of medical specialties. Quality and compassion from a healthcare provider you can depend on. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING or visit us at providence.org.
Mission Valley Bank is a commercial bank in the Santa Clarita Valley that really puts the community into community banking.
At Mission Valley Bank, we strive to be a trusted advisor to our clients, and that means being an integral part of the communities we serve. We started the Give Where You Live program to help bring awareness to our nonprofit partners. We're more than just a local business bank. In fact, we're a full-service, independent commercial bank that is locally owned, community-minded, and relationship-driven. I'm Tamara Gurney, President and CEO of Mission Valley Bank, and I invite you to experience the Mission Valley Bank difference, where your success is our mission. We want to be your most valued bank.
Mission Valley Bank has been named Most Trusted Advisor Business Banker by the San Fernando Valley Business Journal 5 years in a row, and received the Business Leadership Award by the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce, Valley Industry Association, and SCVi Economic Development Corporation. Visit them at their Center Point branch location or at missionvalleybank.com. Member FDIC.
Comfort Keepers provide your loved one with loving in-home care.
Miles McNamara, certified senior advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers in-home care.
Our caregivers can help you in your own home, enhancing independence, creating safety and comfort. Our Comfort Keepers provide companionship, meal preparation, medication reminders, assistance with personal care, and even transportation to doctor's appointments. If someone you love can use a helping hand at home, visit comfortkeepers.com.
Or call 287-4200.
Finding the right auto body shop can feel like a never-ending search.
It's more than a job, it's a hobby.
Caesar, owner of Body Shop 661, your one-stop body shop.
Out here in Santa Clarita, I like seeing my cars driving around. It's really a passion.
More than just repairs. Body Shop 661. Trusted, reliable, respected for over 16 years in the Santa Clarita Valley. Visit bodyshop661.com or give them a call, 661-251-2252.
All right, great practice. It's time to clean up now. Who wants to help clean up the dugout?
Choose me. Bottles and cans are worth real money.
That's right, Los Angeles County. Recycling beverage containers puts cash back in your pocket, and it's great for the environment, too. Every year, more than 24 billion CRV-eligible beverage containers are sold in California, and nearly a quarter of them end up in landfills, where they can take more than 100 years to break down. Do your part and recycle your beverage containers. Visit cleanla.com to find out more. A public service message from the city of Santa Clarita.
Facey knows life gets busy. Let us go to work for you in the Santa Clarita Valley. We have 34 primary care physicians and 55 specialty doctors in 4 offices. And Facey has easy 24/7 online appointment scheduling for PCPs and PEDS with some extended hour appointments available. We are Facey Medical Group. Let us go to work for you today. For more information or to make an appointment, visit facey.com. That's FACEY.com.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
And welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. This is Eye on the Valley Homeschooling Answers, and I am your host, Matt Watson. I'm standing on the roof right now of the studio with engineer Shane. We've got 2 cans and a string right now.
We're barely holding things together, and it's been a tough day. This, I believe a wise man once said, this too shall end.
And of course, I'm kidding about standing on the roof. Shane's doing an amazing job, but boy, the technology is not cooperating with him around here at all.
It's been a little tough, Matt, but we're going to make it through, and I guarantee you tomorrow's going to be better.
Oh, tomorrow's always a better day. Alrighty, let's get to my next guest. Fortunately, my microphone and our phone lines are working just great. So our next guest is joining us on the phone. He is Jeff Barber. He is the arts supervisor for the city of Santa Clarita and the manager of the Main, which is the theater space on Main Street, just down the street from where we are right here at KHTS. And it's a theater that the city operates. Jeff, welcome in. We appreciate you coming on.
Hey, good morning.
So thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Jeff, I understand that you are an artist, and I guess you kind of have to be, right? If you're going to be the manager of the Main and the arts supervisor for the entire city, you sort of have to be an artist yourself. So what are your personal areas of artistic expression?
Yeah, I definitely think it helps to be an artist and think creatively. I've been a drummer since I was 10 years old, so and I currently play in a couple bands, and it's, no aspirations of becoming famous, just it's a creative outlet that I love. And being around artists, I've been with the city for 12 years now and curated a bunch of art shows throughout the valley at different locations that the city has, and it kind of rubbed off, so I started experimenting with some visual arts on my own. I really can't even draw a stick figure. Well, I guess I can draw a stick figure, but it doesn't go much beyond that. So I construct things, and yeah, it's been fun. I haven't really fully dove in, but it definitely has rubbed off the idea of visual arts and providing a message to people and through art. So that's been fun.
That is so cool, and you're absolutely right. We need to be exposed to the arts in order for those creative juices to get flowing. I would advocate for our parents to get your kids exposed to more arts. Jeff, everybody loves a drummer. You mentioned you're in a couple of bands. What kind of bands are you in, man?
They're actually punk rock bands. So I'm 55, but I'm a punk rocker at heart, and I grew up in the 80s, so new wave and all that. And so I've played drums in everything from a Christian rock band to a bagpipe band, and now I'm playing in a couple of punk bands. So at the twilight of my musical career.
Very cool. If you're 55, then you grew up in the heyday of punk rock, so that doesn't come out of us easily. That is really cool. So the city operates the Main, right? So how did that come to be that the city is operating a theater?
Well, there was an opportunity for us, and Phil Lantis, my supervisor, my boss, is a theater guy, and there was an opportunity to take that place over due to some circumstances with the prior inhabitant, and city leadership was interested in the idea of keeping a creative space down in Newhall. Obviously, it's our arts and entertainment district, and so couldn't imagine that space not being there, and so we worked out a deal, and we've been renting the space and doing programming for about 4 years now, and it's been really fun.
That is great. I love the investment that our city puts into the arts, and especially here in historic downtown Newhall. It's such a great place to enjoy a Friday evening and a show and some amazing meals that are available right here on Main Street. So what kind of activities take place at the Main?
Gosh, we do everything, and nothing right now, but but at least in the space. But when we're there, typically we have a full array of theater shows, live theater plays. We do a variety show that's called 10 by 10. We have our community talent show that we started in January called You're the Best. And we've done New Heights workshops, which are artist development workshops, like lectures and panel discussions. We've done music programs. We rent the space out for business meetings, etc. So there's a large array of things that we do at the physical space.
So all kinds of stuff going on normally, but you mentioned that you're not doing anything right now, except that you guys are really busy doing nothing. So what's going on with the Main during the pandemic?
Well, I think it was about March 15th. We were told that we wouldn't be coming back for a little while, and for the first 2 weeks, I was at home, kind of thinking, okay, I'm a creative person, so
right.
I thought like, okay, what are we going to do? And then I don't know if I saw a presentation online, and I thought, wow, we could do some stuff online and have the performers shoot some videos of themselves performing, or videos they've already shot, professionally or whatever. And so we manned a 10 by 10, which is our variety show where we feature music, storytelling, comedy, poetry. We even do a short film every month. And 10 by 10 is typically the first Thursday of each month. And so within a couple of weeks, we managed to put an online virtual edition of 10 by 10 on April 2nd. We started programming. We got really ambitious, and so we started doing them every week. And that's 10 acts every week. So after a little while, we thought maybe we should just scale that back because we started doing some other things as well, and I think I might be busier now than I was in the office. So, and I do work from home, but I also go into the space as well now. For the first couple months, I guess I was just here working at home. But yeah, so we've been doing the 10 by 10, the You're the Best online as well, which is a talent show. The New Heights Artist Development Workshops. People are looking for things to do, maybe to grow, and so certainly the Artist Development Workshops have been very popular. And then we started a online Zoom theater fest. So we do live theater on Zoom, and that's called the SOS Fest. And I can get more in depth on some of these things, but yeah, we're really busy. And the cool thing is, prior to this, I would develop a workshop for the New Heights, and I would expect I'd be happy if there's 20 or 30 people in the audience. And now I'm not satisfied if we don't have 100 views. So it's kind of funny that our numbers have been just, all the programs we've done since April 2nd, if we maxed out capacity of the main 81 seats, we would have had around 4,000 people. Okay. And thus far, we're about 20,000 people, 20,000 views for our programs.
Wow, that's fantastic. So if I want to view one of your shows, whether it's 10 by 10 or the talent show or anything like that, where do I go? Is it the same link for everything?
We have a few links. Probably the best one is the Facebook, where we put up all the events. So it's at the main Newhall is our Facebook handle. Instagram is that same handle, at the main Newhall. And then our main website for the main is atthemain.org.
Okay, and is that at AT or is it the
it's AT, yeah.
Okay, so AT, at the main Newhall is kind of your basic handle on all the social media platforms.
Yes.
Very cool. I want to keep talking to you. I want to encourage our folks to check out at the main Newhall for all these different online shows. Sounds like a lot of fun going on. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but we will be back with Jeff Barber, Arts Supervisor for the City of Santa Clarita and Manager of the Main Multi-Use Theater here on Main Street. We will be right back. You're listening to SCVi Charter Schools Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers. I'm Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Mission Valley Bank is a commercial bank in the Santa Clarita Valley that really puts the community into community banking.
At Mission Valley Bank, we strive to be a trusted advisor to our clients, and that means being an integral part of the communities we serve. We started the Give Where You Live program to help bring awareness to our nonprofit partners. We're more than just a local business bank. In fact, we're a full-service, independent commercial bank that is locally owned, community-minded, and relationship-driven. I'm Tamara Gurney, President and CEO of Mission Valley Bank. And I invite you to experience the Mission Valley Bank difference, where your success is our mission. We want to be your most valued bank.
Mission Valley Bank has been named Most Trusted Advisor Business Banker by the San Fernando Valley Business Journal 5 years in a row, and received the Business Leadership Award by the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce, Valley Industry Association, and SCVi Economic Development Corporation. Visit them at their Center Point branch location or at missionvalleybank.com. Member FDIC.
Santa Clarita Valley residents now have greater access to the excellent physicians and high-quality medical services for which Providence Holy Cross is known. Providence Holy Cross Health Center in Santa Clarita features state-of-the-art cancer and imaging technologies, as well as board-certified physicians in a variety of medical specialties. Quality and compassion from a healthcare provider you can depend on. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING or visit us at providence.org.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. This is Matt Watson, and you are listening to Eye on the Valley, Homeschooling Answers. It's become a contact sport this morning. We are talking this morning with the arts supervisor for the city of Santa Clarita and manager of the Main Multi-Use Theater, Jeff Barber. You can find them at most social media platforms at the Main New Hall, at the Main New Hall on Facebook, on Instagram. Jeff, are you guys on TikTok yet?
We are not, but I know we are. My marketing person, Christine Shields, is working on that, so we'll be endeavoring to get onto TikTok soon.
All right, very cool. So you mentioned a lot of different things. You guys have switched to virtual programming, and you've really started to multiply your viewership. So that is fantastic. It's funny, this pandemic has been tough on all of us, but some sectors, some businesses, some organizations have found a way to really thrive during this pandemic. So. Yeah. Now that you guys have hit your stride and you're really rolling with it, what have you got planned in the future? What's coming up at the Main?
Well, I mentioned 10 by 10, the variety show. Actually, the next one is tomorrow at 7 p.m., so people can start watching at 7 p.m. That's a program that is on at 7, and then you can watch anytime after that. You can watch it next year in August if you want to. Oh. I am excited about that one, and then we are working on a international 10 by 10, which I'm really excited about. I'm always thinking about how to expand things, and so I thought, well, since everyone is doing stuff from home, someone in Russia or Kenya can do something from home too, and there's creative people all over the world. So we started researching that, and we have acts for August 6th from Iceland and India, Russia, Japan, Australia, Kenya thus far, and we're working on a few more. And it's going to be fun, music, comedy, and film, storytelling. So I'm excited about that one.
That does sound exciting, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. Our next You're the Best is July 23rd, and again, that's a community talent show, and you, the viewer, can watch the videos, and then we have a Survey Monkey where you can pick the winner.
Oh, cool.
And we have 2 of those artist development workshops coming up, the New Heights, on July 9th. Again, these are all online, basically Facebook events that we do. July 9th is for artists, and it's called How to Get Your Art into Film and TV, so like on sets for film and television. And then July 30th is for musicians, and that one is going to be a panel discussion tutorial about using music platforms effectively. And then to finish out, that's not enough for us, so we have to do more. We have something called the SOS Fest, which is a stage-on-screen show. That's live theater on Zoom on Friday nights. Our last one is coming up this Friday for the current 8-week show series that we did. It's called SOS Originals, and that's a live Zoom show for folks to watch, and it's been really fun to see that. It's very experimental. The actors are kind of getting used to acting to nobody and looking in the screen or not looking into their screen, and sound effects, and it's been a cool experiment, and we're going to do another 8-week festival with the theme of social media. So we're going to be doing a call to theater groups, and we've decided let's call the world. If we have a theater group from London that wants to do a Zoom show for folks in Santa Clarita, we will totally be down for that. So that's coming up in the latter part of August. This current one, which ends this Friday, the last performance, we've had everything from War of the Worlds to Shakespeare. So it's been really fun.
That is really cool. And, you mentioned something interesting. I've heard a lot of talk about it as we try to get back into live sports as well. Stage actors not getting that audience reaction can be really difficult. I'm glad to hear that they're adapting. Now, you mentioned the 10 by 10 that you've got going tomorrow at 7 p.m. Sounds like a lot of fun. I am going to be actually busy. Shane and I are going to be here in studio pre-recording a show for next week. It's great to hear that that's going to be recorded and I can catch that later. Is that the same for the show that you've got going on Friday night and all of your performances?
Pretty much all of them except for the SOS Fest. We do have what we call the main cast interview. So on Tuesdays prior to the Friday show as part of the festival. We interview the cast or directors and the people and creatives involved in the production on Tuesdays. Those, that one, as well as the New Heights, You're the Best talent show, and 10 by 10, those are all, once they're up forever.
Okay.
The Zoom SOS, the live shows, we do live. We do record them for posterity, but because of licensing for the plays and all of that, we are only paid for a license for one performance, and so we can record it, but again, it's for for our archives, and so that's the only one that you have to be there at 7 o'clock on the Friday night to watch the live show.
So this Friday night at 7 o'clock, it's live or you missed it. So make sure that you clear your calendar and tune in. Jeff, you've thrown so much at us this morning. And,
I know.
And so I just want to make sure that our listeners are just following you on social media. Again, most social media, the handle is at the Main Newhall. So on Facebook, at the Main Newhall, Instagram, at the Main Newhall. You mentioned You're the Best. It's a talent show. If I've got some singing chops, which I do not, or some other talent, can I get involved?
Oh yeah, definitely. We pride ourselves in saying that we'll take anything. I think last month we actually had a guy eating a cheeseburger and commenting on how he eats a cheeseburger properly, and so we really do take anything. And it's a really fun show, family friendly, and again, there's just everything from dancing to singing. We haven't had a pet act yet, but I'm hoping that someone will be brave enough and give it a shot.
That is fantastic. I didn't think I had much talent, but if eating a cheeseburger is talent, I might be the most talented guy in the city. Now, I want to ask you a question because I know a lot of people are thinking about it, and I may be way off base here. Does your department have anything to do with the Concerts in the Park series? Can we hope for any concerts in the park this year?
My department is in charge of that, as well as the fireworks, and we've been just going back and forth and waiting for word from county officials, etc. So I have no information on when the main will be reopening or any programming really in the future, like Senses or the Concerts in the Park. So it's still a fluid situation.
Okay, come on. Hopefully we can get the Spasmatics on Zoom or something like that.
Right?
Jeff, we really appreciate you joining us today. Thanks so much for all the information. Again, if you're interested in all the incredible entertainment that they've got going on now virtually through the Main, it is all social media platforms at the Main Newhall. Thanks again, Jeff. We'll talk to you real soon. You take care.
All right, thanks, Matt. Have a great day.
You too. And that is all the time that we have today. I want to thank you so much for tuning in and enjoying the juggling act that is Engineer Shane's job today. Thank you to our guests, Suzette Martinez Valladares from Operation Childcare, our show's official licensed marriage and family therapist, Kristina De Bree, Beth Heiserman from Reyes Winery, and Jeff Barber, arts supervisor for the city of Santa Clarita. Engineer Shane, it's been a great show. I am your host, Matt Watson, on your hometown station, KHTS.